Welcome on in to this week's episode of Form Friday. And today I'm going to show you how to go from not being able to do this, from being stuck right here, to being able to do this effortlessly, okay? And so I'm going to go through the 6 exercise progressions on how to do a pull-up, exactly how to get there, okay? And how I would do it step by step if I were you and I didn't have any idea of how to do it. So come on over here. I'm going to show you how to go ahead and do the first one. This is the most simple. And if you're someone that has zero experience in the gym, you're going to start off with a lat pull. Super simple, super easy. They have machines like this. You can use a regular machine. You can use one just like this. I got my timer, so this is going to be 8 minutes or less, all right? So time me on this, all right? We're going to go through all the exercises. So with a lat pull, very simple, all right? As you saw with the pull-up, it's literally the same motion, except you're now seated. I'm seated here. I got the pads over my knees, okay? That way it's locking me in, and my hands are just here. One thing I want to point out, this is not a lat pull video, by the way. I'm going to make one of those down the road on specifically how to do it, because I see so many people doing them wrong. But I'm just going to show you here briefly. You're going to have your hands like right here on the corners. A lot of people do these lat pulls out here. You have no leverage, especially me. I'm not a very tall guy, but especially for, most of you are ladies, not guys. Most of you are ladies, so your arms might be a little bit shorter than mine. So I would come here. See where that curve is right there? I put your hands right on the other side of the curve, or I'd even put them right here, okay? But basically shoulder width apart and come out just a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, okay? It's gonna give you the most leverage, and it's gonna simulate that lat pull, or that pull-up rather. So you're gonna pull down to the top of your chest and right here. This is the first exercise that I would do, okay? Without going into sets and reps, anywhere from 8 to 15 repetitions. Now that's exercise number 1. That's the very beginning, all right? Exercise number 2 is very simple here. This is actually not what it would be. But most of you guys are going to have one of those assisted pull-up machines where you can stand on it and you can add weight onto it. The more weight you add onto it, the more it's going to help you. So what you should start off with, if you have one of those machines, we don't have it here in this gym, you should put the amount of weight that you weigh. So I weigh about 170. I would put 170 in, and that's going to help me with 170 pounds. If I put in 160, that means I'm doing a pull-up with 10 pounds. If I put in 150, that means I'm doing a pull-up with 20 pounds. Kind of makes sense, right? So instead of that, what you can do here, and this is not the exercise number 2. This is just showing you how it would kind of look, all right? Because this is actually very difficult to do if you're somebody who has no idea what you're doing in the gym. Like you put your foot in here just like this, and this is going to assist you. Now the problem is, as you can guess, this can get a little dangerous, all right? So this is going to help me, and I'm doing my pull-ups just like this, okay? So it's taking a lot of weight off, but the problem is, number 1, like I said, it can be a little bit dangerous, okay, to get your foot in there. Number 2, you have no idea how much it's assisting you in your weight, okay? So just as a disclaimer, if you have the weighted assisted machine at your gym, and we'll come on down here and we'll go on to the next one, that would be something I would keep that inside of your program, all right? And I would still do the lat pull, because that's going to get you used to doing a pull-up, activating your core, and actually staying on top of it. Now, the next step right here, all right, is the Smith machine, or if you just have a regular squat rack. If you have a regular squat rack, you can just put the weights down, all right? You don't have a Smith machine, you can have a regular squat rack, and then you can put 45-pound dumbbells on, okay, and that's going to hold it in place. Now, this exercise here is called the inverted row, okay? This would probably be exercise number 3, actually, but I'll show you really quickly what it's going to look like, all right? So basically, I'm just going to come underneath here, okay? And actually, you know what? That'll probably be the next one. This is a little sloppy here video, but I'm just going to show you. This would be the next exercise. Exercise number 3 is basically a pull-up with your legs assisting you right here, all right? See, my knees are bent just like this, okay? I have my hands a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, same distance. For all these exercises, you want to have your hands the same width as you would for a pull-up, all right? My knees are bent, and I'm kind of pushing up with my legs. See that? I'm not like this. That's the next exercise that we'll go over. That's the inverted row, okay? This right here is basically simulating directly, a lat pull, because I'm bringing my chest to the bar instead of bringing the bar to my chest, all right? So we're doing a pull-up here. My legs are bent. I'm pushing up a little bit here, but you can really feel it a little bit more, right? Then I would progress that to either here. This would be exercise number 4 that I would do, okay? If I didn't have that, I would be an inverted row. So I would actually lower this down here, inverted row, just like this. Now I'm leaning back and I'm pulling. It takes a lot more back strength to pull your chest up to that bar than it is in this position right here, okay? So we're coming right here, inverted row, just like this, okay? Exercise number 5, we're almost done here, is I would actually bring this guy here. It's very similar to the one with your knees bent, but this guy here, I'm actually going to put my feet up on this bench, okay? I'm going to bring the bar back up here, okay? My feet are right here. Hands are the same distance. Again, same distance as they were for all the other ones. Knees are straight, though, and I'm doing my pull-up just like this. you're barely using your legs, using them a little bit, and you have a little bit of leverage here with your feet, okay? A little bit of leverage. Again, you're pulling you're coming upward, right? The inverted row, I'm coming this way, right? My body is horizontal. It's parallel with the floor, but it's horizontal, and I'm pulling to my chest. Now, my body is vertical, right? And I'm perpendicular with the floor, and I'm pulling up just like that, like a pull-up. Now, last but not least, exercise number 6, before I actually got into a pull-up, is very simple. It's a pull-up hold, all right? I'm going to show you how to do this one because you're going to need to have the strength to do it. So come around right here for me. You're going to need to have the strength to actually pull yourself up, okay? So put the bench right here if you've never done these before, and you can kind of hop up, or you can kind of just like step your feet off. Now I'm here. The key thing is you want to drive your elbows down. You want to feel it in the lats, right? Underneath the armpits, just like so. Try and keep your chin above the bar as long as you can, and you're just going to hold. That would be the final one that I would do before you can actually do a pull-up. Again, as a caveat, I would keep the lat pull. I would be doing this every single time. Lat pull every single time. Continue to try and increase the weights rather. Keep the repetitions from 8 to 15. Keep trying to increase the weight. Number 2 is if you have that mechanical machine, I would keep that in your program as well, because that's going to simulate a lot of these with the assistance. You're going to be able to measure how much assistance you're getting. Then I would add in these other ones on the Smith machine or the squat machine to help you get to that final pull-up, and you'll be there. Hopefully that helps. If you have any questions, put them down in the comments below. Great to see you guys. Love you guys. Have a great